This is a home inspection overview of unit 10820. We check all the outlets. We check it with these probe, hot, neutral, and ground. Nothing magical with that. And we check the outlets, and any outlets that need to be GFCI'd, we'll test them. So that's over here. I go all the way around the house, the perimeter. Anything minor that might be cosmetic might not be pointed out, like this grout right here, but this is a trim. You can see a little bit of gap in between there. Most likely it's from stepping on it. Then on the floor, I test the floor, make sure that all the tiles are solid. I use a golf ball, nothing magical with this either. If it's not solid, it will sound like that, like this, like this. So most of the tiles are pretty solid. Here in the kitchen, I check all the appliances. I make sure that they work. Your refrigerator temperature right now is actually hotter outside than it is inside. They put it on the highest setting, the coldest, but if you could read the temperature here, it's reading 81, and this one is reading 85. Oh, I'm sorry, 81 also. So refrigerator might need some TLC. The water line is not connected to make ice or water, but the valve itself works. I was able to very gingerly turn it on. So on the appliances, there are pictures and description of all the appliances. The stove works. The top, the hot top here also works, and the oven works. Microwave works. This is a recirculating microwave, so it's not exhausting to the exterior, but it's pretty typical. You could either exhaust it to the exterior or recirculate. So in this particular case, this one recirculates. The lights work, the fans work. Garbage disposal also works. And the GFCI need to be anything that is close to the water, 6 feet or less, needs to be GFCI. That's ground fault circuit interrupted. So I go like this, and then I'll test it and reset it, test it. But if you can see on this one, it says ground fault. So ground fault means that it's open ground. So how do you fix that? Most likely the ground, which is this, might not be connected. So it has to be connected so for it to trip. So that's not tripping. All the other outlets, like I said, going all the way around, all the other outlets are connected, and they'll show you the voltage, 118, 119, 120. Going down here, I got videos of all the fans working, and then you have to have a smoke detectors on the hallways, and you have to have smoke detectors in the bedroom. So if we get to this bedroom, you will see no smoke detectors. So if you come inside here, you will see there's termites. What they say in Arizona, half of the houses have termites, and the other half will have termites. So we got termite like a chandelier coming out of here, and you got termites here. When you're here, the laundry room here, I checked all the outlets. The outlets here works, but it's loose. It might need to be secured, especially for a 220, just to make sure. The valves are new, and I checked to make sure that they're not leaking. This is the other bathroom here on the first floor. The other two bathrooms, the toilets are loose. This one is not. So you have to secure the toilets. And then the diverter, do not divert 100%. So when you open the water and you try to divert, you can still see some water here. So how do you fix this? There's an Allen wrench underneath. You take it off. And then after that, you could turn it and release it. Or there's a gate in here. Sometimes you can clean it and it will work. So going up here to the second floor, I checked the air conditioning. The air conditioning unit here is not giving us good temperature. So it's giving us about 60 degrees supply and about 70 return. So the differential is about 10 degrees. Is supposed to be between 15 to 20. The units are 2010. They both seem to be original units. Everything is good here. Everything works here. The toilet here is loose. The valves underneath here are brand new valves. and it looks like they have previous water damage, no mildew or mold or anything like that, but you could tell there was previous water damage. It is recommended that these glass be secured on the studs, because what happens is with they only have glue and then they come forward and people can get hurt.
And you said
to tighten the toilet, there's a cap over here. This cap comes off, and then you tighten this. As you can see, they did not tighten that, so we need to tighten it in order for it to be secured. And then if not, lift it up, silicone all the way around it, clear silicone to secure it. Continue. Everything is good here. Again, the diverter here, and also the toilet is loose in here. So I'll continue to the second. There's a little bit of squeak you could hear when you step on the steps. That could be repaired by taking off the carpet, and the carpets are secure here with nails, upside down nails. You take it over, and then you can secure the wood underneath so it stops squeaking. Okay, coming inside here, everything is good, exception of this window here might be in between. It might be a little bit of probably moisture in between the pane here. What happens with the moisture is that it loses the efficiency. If you have any outlets that are upside down, it's usually that the outlets are controlled by the wall. Fans work, smoke detectors work, so you have that okay here. So we'll continue walking out to the garage, and then we'll do the outside. Okay, we're going into the garage. This door is supposed to self-close, and it does. And so because it's spring loaded, so it closes, self-closes. So okay, the garage door openers, they work, but they make a lot of noise, and they might have to be adjusted. I got a video showing you the garage doors just making sound. They need to be lubricated. You could hear the sound that they make. A lot of times the realtors, no offense to any realtors nearby, to make the house brighter or look nicer, they take off the screens. So the only difference is that then you want to put them back, and they are hard to put back. So I put that on the report. Okay, this is your hot water heater. And here is, you can see the date in here, 2021. It is 50 gallons. And the valves are really clean, no problem with the valves. The only thing we recommend is a drip pan underneath. In case it starts dripping, it doesn't damage the walls, but these walls are concrete. The only thing that would damage would probably be the cabinets. Here in this cabinet here, we make sure that they're secure against the wall, and they are. And then the cabinet is damaged here, and it's damaged over here. So basically, that is that in the garage. The roof, I walked the roof. We got a couple of cracked tiles, and also the flashings needs to be cleaned. These are concrete roofs. Concrete roof lasts between 50 and 70 years. The average is 60. What goes bad is usually the filter paper or the underlayment, and that lasts between 30 to 40 years. So you're pretty close to changing the filter. So what they do is they remove the tiles, fix any plywood that is damaged, and put in a new filter. So I lifted up some of the tiles in some locations. The filter is not damaged, but they are old and dirty. The flash, that's the metal flashing in some areas, need to be cleaned. And the concrete packs, I'll show you on the other side, you will see that one of them, a couple of them might need to be repaired because they're cracked. So that would be on the roof right here. So we need, right here, we need a little bit of concrete pack in this. So that's what they do when the tiles come together. All right, so that's on the roof. This is the clean out. This is where you clean in the event that you have a sewer problem. And then coming back over here, this is your irrigation system. A couple of things in the irrigation system. This valve is leaking right here. And you have to have what they call a backflow preventer. and that unit is about $75 to $125, and it's basically making sure that the water from the irrigation system does not go back to your house. The whole assembly, like I said, you get it for 175, 125 around there. A plumber probably will charge you about $200 to put it in, and that's how that goes. Okay, so anything next to the house, any vegetation, it's suggested to be removed because it will bring termites. So basically cutting this back. Obviously, we already have termites in the house. We'll continue here for continuing the outside, and then we'll get to the swimming pool. So any door leading to the exterior needs to self-close, especially for children. So you have this door right here. Not both need to self-close, but the ones that get to the pool, which is this one. So how do you make it self-close? There's a spring that you could put in here, or these hinges sometimes could be changed. This one to the exterior needs to self-close. And then continuing over here, it is recommended for the swimming pool to have a fence. Again, there's not going to be a fence inspector, but if you upgrade, the city would ask you to do that. A couple of things in the pool. It looks like it probably was painted. That does not look like the original color. Some of the corners, some of the edges, just not that many, just a few tiles are damaged here that could be removed and rearranged and caulked again. The system that you have is called pop-up system, and it starts right here in sequence, and they come up, they push the water, the dust out, and it goes into the filter. But some of the pop-up system might need to be adjusted. Some of them come up all the way, some of them don't, so might need to be adjusted. Swimming pool, we can see that some of the plaster is coming off, but overall the pool is not cracked. If you wonder how deep it is, I used a tape measure, and it was 8 feet on the deep area. We have a diving board there. You got to be careful with that. Here is the cool deck, and it's cracked right here. So how do you fix that? You could fix it with an epoxy or a small concrete mix, and doing that. Going to the pool equipment, again, this is part of the irrigation system. It is recommended to be in a vault, not exposed. This is the backflow preventer. It has one for the swimming pool. This is what's needed in the irrigation system. So here, looking at your equipment, I'm going to turn it on, and then it comes on with a timer. Here's a timer, and then what we have is a little bit of leak. It leaks right here. That connection, it looks like it wasn't done properly. They need to use PVC glue, not regular glue. The filter's in good shape. It's cartridge filter, and it looks good in there. And then if we could go back, you can see the water feature here. Okay. The last thing is, this is recommended to have the screens, and then all the screens on the windows to be replaced. If you have any questions, then you get the report and you give me a call. I'll send you the video link shortly.